5 books that will absolutely transform your life, because that is exactly what they did to me. And not fully, but they were a huge stepping stone in my progress and in my understanding of how to have a better life. Because when I first started out, I was just kind of stuck in the ordinary. I was just studying really hard, trying to get into medical school. I didn't really know that there was another world outside of me making a decision. And I started getting exposed to entrepreneurship, and that basically to be successful, you don't need any tricks. You don't need to know anybody. You don't need to have a bunch of money. You don't need to have a paved path for you. That it all depends on you. And I knew this to an extent because I was a very hard worker all throughout school, and I took kind of honors, IB, AP, I was a biology major, all of that, and I volunteered a lot in the medical field. But I did not know that I could still work hard and smart at the same time so I can have my life unfold in front of me. And these 5 books are great for a mindset shift. They're not about a specific business. They are about a mindset shift that can help you get to whatever progress you want to get. And actually, this video was requested by a lot of people, and these are actually literally one of the first books, if not the first 5 I read when I began my entrepreneurial journey and even before I started my own business, and they completely transformed my mind. And actually, that is why I am making this channel, is so I can be a stepping stone for you to become your best possible self. I also created a program called the $1 Million Lady Program, where we talk about transformation on all shapes and fonts, and that is from our external appearance to our internal appearance, how to have that mindset shift, how to actually achieve your goals, how to be your best and feel your best. If you're interested in joining us, the link is going to be down below. So let's get into it. And before we do, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video and comment your favorite book and share suggestions in the comments. So the first one, I'll give you a kind of a synopsis of what it is, but it won't have any spoilers or anything. The first one is No Limits by John Maxwell. Some of the things that stick with me through that book, since I read it years and years ago, I still think about it, is that when he said, our limits are set forth by other people and other circumstances in our lives, and we might not even realize this. So if your teacher said you were stupid or unintelligent early on, you might be convinced for the rest of your life that that's how it is. And you might have that limit set for you even before you begin to explore options to find out for yourself if you are actually capable of doing this, which, by the way, you are. So that's something so interesting, because if we really analyze back, why do we have fears? Why are we scared to do something? Why are we worried what other people are going to think? It's not because, we just came up with that idea. A lot of the times it's put forth on us with society or limits that are set by kind of everyone around us, because either they have fears or they have failed at it. So you have to ignore that. And the next thing he also said, and he said there is no growth outside of your comfort zone, and that everything worthwhile is uphill. And that is so true, because sometimes we think that if it was meant for us, it's supposed to fall on our lap easily. But that's not how it works. We have to fight for what we want. We have to, sometimes the world shows us that, how bad do you really want this, huh? If an obstacle comes in front of you, are you going to fight it? Or are you going to say, you know what, no, it's not for me. It should be easy if it was for me. That's not the case. So you have to battle and go uphill to attain what you want. And that's not a bad thing, because it grows you as a person. It makes you uncomfortable, but then later you become comfortable with it. Book number 2 is The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. This really teaches you to think outside the box and not settle for lower things. Sometimes we think we only deserve the minimum. It's okay, I don't need more money, I'm okay with this, this is what the statewide average is, I don't deserve more, why do I deserve more when someone else does this, I don't deserve this, or I'm thinking out inside of this little tiny circle and I'm not expanding my horizons. But as soon as we expand our horizons, we realize that we do deserve all this. and there are more possibilities than what we think. It pushes us to imagine bigger things, because if we can imagine it, then we can accomplish it. Totally suggest the read. I've honestly reread this book at least 4 or 5 times. I reread No Limits by John Maxwell about 3 times. So it's good to, these are all on my audiobooks as well. So you can get it on Audible or on just the textbook, which both are great. The next book is The Compound Effect by David Schwartz. This is so powerful because it's about not breaking habits and not breaking a streak of whatever you're trying to accomplish. It goes back to what I just said, is people think that they're gonna dabble in something, try it out, and if it doesn't work, they just quit because they think it's gonna come easy. But what the compound effect talks about is how little steps every single day, tiny microscopic improvements, will actually tip over the entire scale and make things happen for you. But you cannot break the habit. You can't just give up. You can't just put it off for later. And he said something about, would you rather have $1 million or would you rather have a penny double for 60 or 30 days, something like that. And if you double something, then it becomes absolutely massive, even though it's something small and starts from a simple little almost worthless penny. So starting from nothing can get us huge results. Another read I completely suggest. The next one actually was the very, very first book I read. And after reading that book and doing more research, it was crazy. So many things started happening for me. It was insane. And I think that's because this was one of the first times I entered into this mindset of anything is possible. And I truly believe that to my core. Like, I'm not joking you. I believed it so much because I'm so done of just having limits on my life. And I read this book, I made the changes, I was so open-minded, and I swear, like, crazy things started happening. So many more opportunities, travel, modeling, money. It's just insane. So this one is The Law of Attraction by Esther and Jerry Hicks. I think actually it's Money and the Law of Attraction is the formal title, but honestly anything by them is amazing. It teaches you how to manifest essentially, and how to have an open mind and an open heart, and how to feel good. And when you feel good and optimistic, and when you're ready to receive opportunities, they will come into your life. But the thing is, you have to believe it, truly believe it. You can't just read a book and say, this is BS, and put it away. It's amazing. And actually anything by Esther Hicks, she has a lot of YouTube videos, I fully recommend. I used to listen to her every single day, 10-minute little YouTube video. Anyways, get that book for real. And the last one, but not least, this is just 5 books. I can make another video if you want me to. Let me know in the comments right now if you do. Is a well-known, I'm sure you've heard of it. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a classic. It's an oldie, but a goodie. Oh my goodness. Again, it really focuses on law of attraction and believing in yourself, and whatever you can think about, you can attain. And it gives you helpful strategies on how to set goals, how to kind of visualize and manifest. It actually talks a lot about visualizing things and manifesting things, which is one of my favorite topics. I love listening to that. It's definitely a longer and more difficult read, I would say. The book isn't too long, but the text is kind of small. You can also get it on Audible, but for this book, I truly do recommend reading it because I feel like you will get more information out of it, because sometimes when you listen, you can zone out, and this is a book that if you zone out and don't pay too much attention to, you might get confused. So I suggest actually reading this one. All of the other ones, you can listen to it on Audible, but this one I suggest actually reading in text physical form. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that this helps you on your transformation journey. I love reading. You can actually see I have a book on my bed right now. It's one of my things that I do every single day is I read. So I read, I journal, and I meditate every single day. That has transformed my life. I talked about this in so many other YouTube videos. But anyways, check out my program down below. It was awesome having you on here. Subscribe for more content, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.